Hi guys, this is Sadik from .com. In this video, we'll show you how to flash the latest AICP ROM on the Pixel 6a. If I'm not mistaken, the AICP one of the oldest ROM which is still currently going strong. Let me just verify it. It's I guess 2012 when it was first launched. AICP ROM history, it's 2012. Yes, you could see it's going strong till this date. The Android iSchool project. So and still going strong for our phone. So as of now, it's only there for the Pixel 6a. Once it's live for all the other phones, I'll update my guide. In the meantime, let's flash it onto our phone. And before that, please back up all your phone's data. Once you've taken a backup, then let's get started. So first off, get the ROM file and the IMG file from this link, the partition IMG file. So the ROM, I have just got it. Apart from that, you also need the boot, DTBO, and the vendor boot file. So let's download all these three files as well. So once you've got the file, let's now get started with the flashing process. So first off, get the Android SDK from my article starting onto PC and you will get a bunch of files. Let me show you. Just give me a second. These are some additional files. So you will get all these files onto your PC. Once you've done the extraction, now enable OEM unlocking and USB debugging. OEM unlocking is required to unlock the phone and USB debugging is required for ADB command. So let's enable both the toggles onto our phone. For that, go to the settings menu. From settings, go to about phone, then tap on build number 7 times. Now go back, go to system dev options, and from there enable OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You'll get a prompt, tap on OK. You might get one more prompt, so tap on allow, and with this the debugging is now enabled. Let's just verify it once. For that, type in CMD in the address bar, hit the enter key, then type in the command of ADB devices and verify that you are having an ID. As you could see, we are having this ID. If that's all fine, let's now unlock the phone. For that, you have to boot the phone to forward mode, then use the command of forward flashing unlock. You'll get a prompt on your phone. So use the volume key to highlight unlock the bootloader and press the power key to confirm. All the steps and the video are given here. Please go through it once and get the job done. So this is shown here as you could see. Anyways, once you unlock the phone, please re-enable USB debugging once again. Now moving on with the next step. So now transfer all the files inside the folder of platform tools, the IMG and the ROM file. So, well, I don't know why the ROM is being downloaded. So we have got all the files. Let's transfer them onto that folder. So this is the ROM file, the boot, DTBO, and the vendor boot. So let's paste all the file here inside platform tools. I have to remove the numbers from the end as well to make some sense. Now the command will be somewhat easier to type in. So let's remove this as well. And now we have the boot, DTBO, vendor boot, and the ROM file, which is named as AICP.zip, which is fine. No need to rename that. So after that, let's boot the phone to fast boot mode. For booting to fast boot mode, type in the command of ADB space reboot space bootloader and hit the enter key. The phone should now be in the fast boot mode. This will take around 10 to 15 seconds at the very max. And once your phone is in the fast boot mode, you will now have to type in the command of fast boot devices. Just give me a second. Now type in the command fastboot devices and verify that you are having an ID. So if you are not having this ID, in that case, please install the fastboot drivers onto your PC. The link for the same is given in my article. Go through it once, install the fastboot drivers. Once that is done, let's now flash the AICP ROM. So first off, flash the boot file. Simply copy the command and paste the command in the CMD window. Then we have the DTBO file. So copy and paste the command. And finally, we have the vendor boot file. Once again, copy and paste. Vendor boot is the recovery, which we are flashing. And once that is done, let's now boot the phone to the recovery mode. So type in the command fastboot reboot recovery. And this will take us to the recovery, which we have just flashed in the vendor boot slot. So type in this command, hit the enter key, and the phone should now be inside the AOSP recovery. In just a few more moments. So talking about recovery, the Pixel 7, 8, and 9 have just got their own Orange Fox recovery. That's a great news. You may have a look at my article as well. All the Pixel 8, 7, and 9 series have got the recovery for Orange Fox. Go through my article once. It's a great news for us. Anyways, moving on, we are now inside the recovery. Okay, so they are taking the recovery from Lineage OS, it's supposed. Not an issue for us. First off, go to factory reset. If the touch is not working, use the volume key to highlight factory reset. Press the power key to confirm. Again, format data, factory reset. Again, format data, and it's now done. In a few seconds, you will see the data wipe complete. Now use the volume key to highlight the back arrow at the top left. and press the power key to confirm. Now go to apply update, apply from ADB, and let's first verify if you are in the ADB sideload mode or not. So type in the command of ADB devices and verify you are having the sideload keyword. If that's all fine, type in the command of ADB sideload and the file name, which is AICP.zip. Hit enter. The flashing will now start and take up to around 4 to 5 minutes. So let's just wait for that to complete. So guys, the flashing is now complete. To flash any other zip file, tap on yes. As of now, let's skip that. So although the choice is yours, for me, I don't want to flash any zip file, so I'm choosing no. So just press the power key now to confirm no. And after this, you have to once again do a factory reset. So use the volume key to highlight the factory reset. Press the power key to confirm the same steps as before. Let's once again do a format data. And it should be done in a few seconds. Finally, you may again go back with the top left arrow and reboot system now. The phone should now boot to the OS, the newly flashed AICP ROM. And the first booting up might take up some additional time, around I guess 20-30 seconds, but that's all normal. From next time that will not happen. So with that said, let's just keep a tab on the boot logo or the boot animation, which should not be here anytime soon. So let's just see, and you could see we have got the AICP boot animation. This has undergone some changes from the initial days, which is quite obvious because it has been over 14 years. So changes will be there. Anyways, let's give it some time to boot to the OS. And that is just about it. We are inside the AICP ROM. Let's get started. SIM card is missing from my phone, no issue. Let's skip the Wi-Fi for now. If you want, you may connect to Wi-Fi, link your Google account and restore all the app data. But I don't want that to happen now. That will take ages. Navigation gesture is fine. AICP, let's get started. So this is the ROM and we have the few pre-installed apps. There are no G app by default. If you want, you may flash G apps as well. I'll show you at the end how to get the job done. Then all the Lineage OS apps are there as well. And this is the QoS settings. As you could see, you may do a tight resize as well. Drag it. And they are now large. Just go back. It will be saved. As you could see over here, they are now saved. Then you have the transparency in the app drawer. Great to see. In the settings menu, let's see what all it has to offer. Start with the display and AOD should be turned on. This will lead to more battery drainage, but that's fine. Pure black is there as well. It's based on QPR2, so you have the expanded as well in this theme. This will force enable dark mode across all the app, even that don't support it. For example, the Fitbit app and the Amazon app don't support black theme, dark theme, but this will force enable on those apps as well, which is great to see. Then rotational settings, pure black, full screen apps, tap to sleep, tap to wake. Tap to sleep is working. Tap to wake is also working. AOD is also working. Okay, tap to wake is still in the AOD. I'll have to check it out. Okay, now it's working. Refresh was required. Then let's go back in the wallpaper and style section. This is the revamp sections, as you might be aware of. In the clock style, okay, only one clock is there. I was expecting more, but no issues. Let's change the color from here to make it more dense or more light. Let's keep the stock color only. Size can be changed as well. This is the most boring clock of all, but we only have this only. You may again make it more lighter or more dense from this section, but let's change it slightly. Hit the apply button. Font style, okay, font is there in the lock screen only, not in the home screen. No issues. In the font, well, the font menu is hidden. It's a slight UI issue, I suppose. Now it's fine. Default, okay, there are a few font style as you could see. Let's choose any one of them. Open Sans is quite a common one. Shortcuts, you may add a shortcuts in the left and right. So I use the DND and the flashlight. DND and the flashlight. Apply, they are now applied. Fingerprint animations are there as well. Great to see. These are all the animations which are there. You may choose the one of your choice. Then you may also add a fingerprint icon as well. There are various icons of the fingerprint, somewhat from the anime, then Pokemon, Batman, numerous. Even the blank is there as well, I suppose. So you may choose any one of them. Notification on lock screen. Let's switch to the home screen now. Colors. There is some issue with using this. Let me go back once, try it on once again. Now it's fine. So you may choose the wallpaper colors from here, or choose from AICP colors. As you could see, the colors are being changed. Something unique, let's use the blue one is fine, or some other colors as well. Color combinations, this might also work. So Let's use the blue color. I am a fan of that. I have always been a fan of blue colors only. Any better blue? This one, I suppose. But they will not be applied now. To apply that, you have to turn off the pure black theme. You could see. So first off, go to display and turn off the pure black. Enable the dark theme, no issue, but please turn off the pure black, and now the theming will come into play, as you could see from here. Then font style we have seen already. Then after that, icon shapes. This is also new in QPR2. This is the icon shape. Themed icons can be enabled. Let's keep it turned off. Layout 5x5 is currently enabled. Great. I want to change the wallpapers. I hope there are any. On device wallpapers are these many. Let's keep this one, the usual. But this will give it a Lineage OS UI. So let's stray away from that and keep it any other. Let's keep this one. Apply, and it's now applied. Somewhat changed than the usual ones. And in that case, the only issue which we will having is the clock style. The clock color needs to be changed. Let's keep it at. Okay, for now, let's not waste your time. We will have a look at that later stage. Let's go back, and we had seen the display now. Wallpaper is complete. Go to the system. Buttons, you will have advanced restart in the power menu, I suppose. Yes, that is the case. Long press the power menu, and you get the option to reboot to the system, recovery, fastboot, D and fastboot. All the options are there. Just the system UI is missing, but it's fine. Edge long swipe action, I don't use this because this tends to conflict with the back gesture. But let me see if we try to launch the camera via this. It's working great. But let me turn that off. I am not a fan of this. Reorient volume panel positioning can be changed. System profile status bar. Quick pull down, let's say right hand side. Now it's working great. System icons, clock positioning, show seconds, AM PM style, battery style is fine, but I want the percentage is also required. Slider positioning, top auto brightness is enabled. Great, no issues with that. Gestures, anything fancy? Swipe to take a screenshot. Okay, that is missing. Swipe is not here. Might be somewhere else, but let's see for now. To install the OTA updates, you may use this section, or you may simply use the recovery as well. It will be sideload. Choice is all yours. And now comes the most important part, the AICP extras. Not rooted. Okay, it's obvious. It has a lot of tweaks. Let's see them, all of them. Button and gestures, action gestures, back gesture animation, show animation, arrow for back gesture, and back gesture haptic feedback. Yes, that is there. Then we have the keys, power menu, system UI. Okay, this is given over here. I don't know how it makes any sense, but thankfully we have got it. The system UI option of restart. You may make it more transparent if required. Let's keep it at 55%, and let's see now. Yes, it's transparent, but it's hard to see. Let's keep it at 90. Then apart from that, status bar. You may add a logo if you want. Tap on it, use accent color or not. Style is given here. You may choose from any one of these. Okay, Google logo can be added as well, but let's turn that off for now. I'm not a fan of these tweaks. Show the 4G icon, battery bar. You may change it for charging color, battery fully charged, or animations, but again, I don't use these things. Then status bar, logo. Okay, we have seen this already. Next up, we have the notification tweaks. Edge lightning can be enabled. This will give us edges lightning whenever you have a notification. Edges will light up using this color of your choice. Then apart from that, the QS settings, style is dynamic. Let's say square, the sake of reference. Okay, they are working, although it's not good, but dynamic is fine. You may increase or decrease the number of rows and columns of the QS styles as well. Add a haptic feedback while using them. Brightness slider, let's say rounded square, and it's now changed, as you could see over here. Then display footer text, not required. Next up, we have the lock screen tweaks. Double tap to sleep. Battery info, I don't want that. Ambient music can be added as well. Power menu and the lock screen can be accessed. Yes, I want that. Then the weather service, you may add that, but this will require your GPS to be enabled and Wi-Fi as well at all times. Theming, dashboard icons, let's say accent background. Settings, the dashboard icons. Okay, these ones, they are now changed, as you could see. and this looks much better than before. So we were here. Then we have the other UI tweaks. Show CPU info, charging animations are all here. Then system behavior, enable blurs in some UI elements. Let me see. Widgets menu, I had no, blur is not enabled here as of now. It's there in the app drawer. That is great to see. Okay, spoofing is there as well. You may spoof it, and for spoofing, Google Play integrates spoof it there. You may upload keybox file as well. So for that, if you have obtained root on your ROM, so you may simply flash my keybox module. But if you have not obtained root, the keybox module is over here. If you have not obtained root, in that case, you may ask the file via the article's comment section. Then I will share the file with you via the email. The latest file which I had, let me just verify it once. I am not quite sure. You will have to wait for just a second. I will just verify if the file is working or not. I suppose the version number of keybox module version 2.7, this will work if you're rooted, and the file is the 37th file. So both of these files are currently non-revoked. You may easily use this to pass the strong test, and if required, you may also upload the PF.json file, although that's not required, but it's your choice. Pixel spoofing apps. Okay, you must spoof your Play Store and all such apps to the Pixel 10 Pro XL, which is great to see. Anyways, I have now got my phone, which is here, and using the latest file, the latest keybox file. Let me see if it passes the strong test or not. It's just booted up, so this might take some time to check. Let me close it and open it once again, and now this should work. Let's do a check, and this will take 4 to 5 seconds. Okay, in the meantime, let's go back to the next section. Ignore Windows Secure Flag. This will allow you to take screenshot in banking and payment apps. And okay, you could see it's now up and running. Great. All the tests are passing. So you could get this file via the email or flash the module. So enable this to take screenshot in secure apps such as banking, payment apps. System behavior, system extension, add-on. Gaming space, claim only 3-button navigation mode is supported. We don't require that. Okay, you may block the ads as well with modified host files. Okay, great. So there will be no ads anywhere in Google Chrome as well. Update center, you may check on updates from here and solve them if required. About AE customizations, show launcher icon in the app drawer. This is the one it's talking about, AICP extras. You may keep it or ignore it. Turn that off. Theming is automatic, is fine. Hey, just a minute. What is this? More colors? And okay, I don't know what exactly happened here with more colors. Let's ignore that. Apart from that, let's see the home settings. Lock layout notification dots is there. You may hide the apps from this section. Tap on the eye icon to hide it. Again, tap on this to show it. It's just a one tap trick. Then swipe to start search. Use theme icon in the app drawer. This will only work once you enable in the home screen, and then only this will work. As you could see, they both are linked. Anyways, apart from that, what all we have at stake. So background blur can be changed, increase, more, or decrease. This is the app drawer background blur. Anyways, guys, I guess that's just about it. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, let me know in the comment section, and thank you for watching the video.